Who would have possibly thought we would still put out an episode on the day that I'm traveling, so that way you guys would have content.
I'm trying to remember the words to the Bo Burnham song now. Fuck. The content one. Daddy made you some content. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Go listen to that and then come back, because this is the Gamers 2 podcast, the weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest, even though it has been technically less than 1 week.
Technically.
Yes, technically.
Mathematically speaking, it has been
for us,
less than 1 week.
For us, at least.
And for them.
For them.
We recorded on Saturday.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yep. The old winter storm coming.
A storm coming.
Yeah.
Unsure of what it actually is.
Who knows? It might literally be nothing for us.
Also true.
Texas got some cold weather, I guess.
Apparently.
Wonder how the power grid's doing.
I bet it's doing
Too
Texas.
soon?
Not soon enough.
Not soon enough. Not soon enough. But hey, if you don't lose power, you're not in Texas, and you need something to do while you're, hibernating inside your home, you could always get new games.
That's true, and I do appreciate you using that segue, because I was going to do the same power grid joke.
Okay.
So, speaking of number 1, Mortal Shell for the Switch. Number 2, Them's Fightin' Herds, Texas DLC. And number 3, Naraka Blade Point comes to Xbox One.
Is this the shortest list ever?
Yes, because Sports Story still is listed on Nintendo Switch's site as December 2022. Not an actual date.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Otherwise, it would have been on this list, but I am suffering because I don't have it to play.
Yeah, what do you what are you bringing the Switch with you?
No.
Damn.
My phone.
All right, he's on his phone.
Probably bring my phone and an actual book.
A book? They still make those?
They do.
Oh my god. It's amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Paper.
Yeah.
I thought the Nazis burned all those.
Just the good ones.
Just the good ones. You want to should we just go right into it?
We are going to go right into it.
Okay.
With this headline called number 1. A new filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission reveals that Activision Blizzard is losing its president and chief operating officer next year. Daniel Allegri will finish his current term of employment, which ends on March 31st, 2023. No replacement has been named yet. Allegri joined Activision Blizzard in 2020, leaving his previous position as president of global retail and shopping at Google. Yuga Labs, the parent company behind the NFT collection Bored Ape Yacht Club, has announced that Daniel Allegri will be its new CEO.
Bold move.
Is it really a bold move, or is it just, I don't want to be here anymore?
Take the money and run?
Yeah.
On both accounts, because...
Both, yes.
Yeah. Hang out with them for a little while, take the big fat pay increase that he probably got, and then...
Oh, probably, yeah.
Dip from that one as well.
But you left Google.
Yep. Money.
To go to Activision Blizzard.
More money.
To go to NFTs.
Which you would assume they're paying him, yet again, more money.
Probably.
Living the life. Speaking of people living the life, last week we talked about a group of Democratic legislators in the U.S., because it's a political podcast now, who co-signed
No.
who co-signed a letter sent to prominent publishers and developers asking them what they were doing about extremism in their games. Motherboard reports that alongside that effort, New Hampshire Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan sent a letter specifically to Valve's Gabe Newell about, quote, a significant presence of users displaying and espousing neo-Nazi, extremist, racial supremacist, misogynistic, and other hateful sentiments, end quote. Hassan's pointed to an assortment of terms and slogans readily found on Steam from common dog whistles like 1488 to overt declarations of white power and the use of Nazi emblems and flags. Looking at you, Wolfenstein. Hassan, you think she came across like games like Wolfenstein, regular games,
Yeah,
and was like, "Wait a second."
Yeah, but she did no research after that. It's the same thing with Doom and like Catholics. Are like, what? Hell? Demons? You go, yeah, but I'm going there to murder them.
Yeah, I'm murdering them.
I am ripping and tearing until it is done.
I'm basically an angel.
Yeah.
Hassan then asked a series of questions about how Valve moderates the Steam community and Steam Workshop, asking for a response to her inquiry by January 15th. Setting deadlines on Gabe Newell.
Known for reaching deadlines.
Yeah. Was this the third letter you sent him?
Because in that case, he didn't get it.
Yeah, you fucked.
That'd be great if just every time he saw a thread, it just deletes. Just auto deletes.
Just auto deletes. Is this the third one? Gone. Oh, man. Talk about waste of time.
Also, I mean, sure, obviously the workshop. The workshop, I can't imagine what it has in it.
Yeah.
But can you stop just auto-closing my files?
We're having technical difficulties over here.
Little Benny Hill music real quick for you.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Um,
I'm having a very, phlegmy day.
Yeah? Phlegmed up?
I am phlegmed up.
I don't know what that means, honestly, but I'm almost not happy I said it now that I think about it.
Phlegmed up, folks.
But it's one thing, obviously, for the workshop, user-created content. Of course, the pit that probably is probably disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it was something like you opened Steam and saw Wolfenstein getting advertised on sale, like, all right, come on.
I just the other thing that's mentioned in here that kills me as concepts is the whole idea of dog whistles and how things have certain hidden meanings, and I'm just like, how much of a boy band are you trying to fucking create?
Not even a boy band. You remember the Monster Energy conversations?
No.
You don't remember those? Now they're a Satan thing.
Oh.
So the theory, and for fun, why not? Sure, cool, it's real. Monster Energy turns kids into Satan. Okay, who cares?
All right.
What's the downside? They touch kids less? I don't know, So, that's a deep cut into, Catholicism, I guess. But the lines that make up the claws on the can, apparently one of those, because there are technically 3, tear marks, but apparently one of those tear marks is the symbol for the number 6. So 3 of them means it's 666.
Oh my
and
god.
It's just, oh yeah, it's you meet a couple crazy Karens and they'll go through their whole conversation with you.
Holy shit. People have too much time on their hands.
Oh, my kids like energy and not this Bible, I guess. I don't know what the equivalent is.
You're drinking Monster again? Why don't you drink the Bible? Drink the word of the Lord.
Drink the juice of the Lord.
Drink Jesus' blood. That's always killed me too. The whole
are we gonna?
Are
we pivoting real quick?
We're just gonna go into the body of Christ.
Are we pivoting from a political podcast that you just tried to start to now a
Listen,
religious?
We're pissing off everyone today.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Fuck you.
Yeah, you want to get into the whole...
We are an equal opportunity podcast. We will shit on every single one of you and then shit on ourselves.
Mainly the last one. Consistently. Not like anybody's listening to this.
That's fair.
Say whatever we want.
Yeah.
Like this next story. According to the FTC, Epic will pay $275 million for violating the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And...
I just saw that and read Children's Online PP Act.
You have a problem.
I do. I have lots of problems.
Fair enough. And another $245 million for design relying on dark patterns, quote, to dupe millions of players into making unintentional purchases. The privacy violations include collecting personal information, from children under 13 without parental consent or notification, as well as enabling voice and text chat for children and teens by default. As for the dark patterns complaint, the FTC pointed to counterintuitive, inconsistent, and confusing button configuration, and single button purchases that meant users could accidentally buy something when trying to wake the game from sleep mode or while on a loading screen. Furthermore, Fortnite allowed children to purchase the V-Bucks virtual currency without parental consent or cardholder action until 2018, and it locked the accounts of users who disputed unauthorized charges through their credit card companies. The FTC further determined that Epic ignored more than 1 million user complaints about wrongful charges and used internal testing to make the cancel and refund features more difficult to find.
All around shit
show indeed.
Yeah.
I have one complaint with this.
Is it the P in internal?
No.
Pinternal?
Did I say pinternal?
You did not. I was really surprised.
I
You
did.
you just did not even see it.
How far back was that?
It says used internal testing. It's the last sentence.
Yeah.
Doesn't say pinternal on yours?
No.
Interesting.
No, I don't.
Interesting.
I actually have internal.
Interesting.
So we're good.
Okay.
That'd be why I saved. It's the second half is the correct issue.
So weird. Okay.
Of yes, you're suing them for hiding the features, for locking up cards with people saying I didn't pay for the all that stuff. All that stuff is bad.
Yes.
We agree.
Yes.
The part I don't agree with is, and I don't know how this is getting enforced. This has always been the wishy-washy area of the internet, right?
The one thing that what you're probably going to mention, I left out a lot of details on probably because it cut deep.
Because when it gets into the discussion of 13 or under,
oh, that one now.
No, like not just specifically the age, but the automatic payments and one button things and 13 and under and yada yada yada. Okay. There are a couple things. Their terms of service probably said you're over 13 if you agree to this, which I think technically covers them legally, even if it was too easy. But at that point, you're already in an issue because now the player's lying about who they are.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing that I've always been born on January 1st of 1968 for a lot of things. It's weird.
Yeah,
but
it's bizarre.
How bizarre. The other issue is the where is it? The one button purchasing thing. Accidentally buy something when trying to wake the game from sleep or while on a loading screen. Okay, that sounds like an actual bug with how the app works. But I raise you this question. Why are there credit cards attached to the account? If you're the parent and you didn't want them buying things, why is it saved on the account?
Yeah, I mean, it always goes back to this every time this shit comes up where it's like, this all could have been prevented with better parenting.
More aware parenting.
Yes, more aware or better parenting.
Well, he says better. I don't agree with the word better in this scenario.
Okay.
Because there's nothing wrong with the buying your kid a thing on the, you're going to have to input the credit card, yada, yada, yada. It's just aware enough to say, I need to turn that off.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Hey, cool. We'll buy this thing. Let me sit down. We'll buy it. And how do I remove it? Okay, cool. It's not in the account anymore. Problem solved. Kid, don't go steal my credit card out of my purse challenge. Like, I don't know.
So what was the meat of this that was cut out was where they go into in-depth detail to where they actually found, like Epic did internal focus groups and they were specifically trying to design, there was the FTC found proof essentially.
A bad UI.
Where they were specifically trying to design in a bad UI to make it so that people did accidentally buy things.
Which at that point, get sued.
Yeah.
You deserve to it for that.
Yeah.
Pieces of shit.
Yep. Because there are billions and upon billions a quarter that they make off this game isn't enough.
It's basically just Kylo yelling more.
More. There'll be a Kylo reference later. Number 4.
2 Kylo references? Are we talking about 65?
We're talking about, your favorite title, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Hey, where's the colon in there? Who knows? Anyways, is it my turn? I'm evens, yes.
Where am I?
A Microsoft survey about Xbox Game Pass suggests that an ad-supported subscription tier may be coming to the service. As reported by Windows Central, the inquiry suggests that for $3, users could play new first-party Xbox titles. I messed up Xbox titles 6 months after launch. Additionally, multiplayer and EA Access games would be accessible via this newer proposed tier. The subscription would include Xbox's slate of exclusive titles as well. So essentially, ad-supported, and then everything mostly normal. Exclusive 6 months later.
No, don't get me wrong, Matt. I love me a Game Pass. But I'm not up into the ecosystem as much as I used to be.
Yes.
Because every time I buy it, it's just $1.
Yeah.
Which is, convenient.
Yeah. There's also
it's weird how that works.
It is.
But what is the current monthly price of normal Game Pass? Is it not $10?
It's $10.
So I just want to be clear, because this sounds like bullshit.
You'd be paying $3.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I have to wait 6 months.
Yeah, and my counter to
play
them,
Starfield.
My counter to them,
or I pay $7 more that month.
I called Phil Spencer up and I was like, "Listen, Phil, I like where your head's at on this, but let me counter offer you. All right, forget the $3, make it $5. Do the ads, give me the exclusives day one." And he said, "How'd you get this number? Get the fuck out of here."
That's the more what I pictured. That I could get behind. That makes sense to me. But if you're going to tell me $3 and I'm waiting 6 months, I will just, if I have $3, Matt, I got $7. Let's be honest.
Yeah, $7 more.
Yeah.
And they still have this dupe open. It's not really a dupe, but they still have the live service thing, where you can transfer Xbox Live to Game Pass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you spend $60 for a year of Xbox Live,
and you have a year of Game Pass,
and then you transfer it over, so you get a year of Game Pass.
Yeah. People, we are saving you money, or just be frivolous. That's not the right word. That's not the right word at all.
Just be
Be on top of your shit.
Yes.
Get it for the $1. The $1 for all. I currently have the deal in my. I opened up my Xbox app the other day to see if High on Life was on there, and I found out it was. Spoiler alert for our next story. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I have $1 offer. And it was like Xbox Game Pass regular, $10. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, $1 for a month. And I was like, that's really tempting. I do like that offer. And all you got to do is you sign up, you pay $1, and then you set a reminder on your phone, 24 hours, cancel.
I don't even think you have to do that. I think you can
can do it immediately.
Yeah.
But I like to give myself a little bit of time. And then you just cancel, and then you got it for 29 days.
Yep.
And then you just don't play anything on Game Pass for a little while, and you go back to do the sign up, and they'll be like, hey, I got that thing for $1 again, and you're going to get another hit of the cocaine, and it's a good time.
Yeah. You add that all over the year, and you probably get like 6 months for $6.
And about 400 games.
Yeah. There it is.
You cannot find a better deal.
You cannot.
You cannot.
Well, unless you start stealing things, which,
unless
you do you.
Which you do run the risk of not being able to continue to thief if getting caught.
Yes.
This is a legal deal.
Yes. You'll never get caught because there's nothing to get caught for.
Exactly. But number 5, High on Life has been confirmed as Xbox Game Pass's largest launch of the year, as well as the biggest single-player release on Game Pass since the service launched. According to Xbox, Squanch Games cartoon shooter is also Game Pass's biggest third-party launch of all time. High on Life has also been sitting on Steam's bestseller list as well. And don't look at the Metacritic because reviewers hate you.
Are they?
Critics hate you.
Oh.
Critics, I think, were like a 62, and user score was like an 82. If I think that's right, I don't remember 100%.
Classic. The Reddit conversations I've come across have basically been like, it's someone said it's the perfect Game Pass game. Like it's good and it's enjoyable, but it's not great.
Yeah, my understanding is if you don't like Roiland, you're not going to like the game.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So if you don't like,
which goes back to the Game Pass thing, where like it's perfect because you download it, you play it, you'll know right away if it's your type of humor, and then you can continue on, or you uninstall it and
you only spent $1, and now you move on to the other 399 games that are on there.
Boom.
F1 Manager.
Yeah,
it's not on there.
Any of the Bethesda games.
Yakuza.
Yeah.
And you can lose yourself for 75 hours trying to figure out why Kazumakiru is the third leader of the Tojo clan.
I'm lost. You know way more about that than I do.
Yes.
He's in.
Goro Majima?
He's way in. He's in too deep.
Sum 41?
Number 6. The UK's Competition and Markets Authority revealed that roughly 75% of public comments on the proposed Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard were in favor of the deal going through. The comments were collected over 2 weeks in October as part of the regulators' inquiry into the deal. It received roughly 2,600 emails, but excluded around 500 for various reasons. The CMA also included some of the reasons people stated for their stance. Here's some favors. I can't talk today. Here's some arguments in favor. Sony and Nintendo are stronger than Microsoft in console gaming, and the merger will help Microsoft to compete more closely against them.
That's a bold one. I like that.
Microsoft would not make Activision's content exclusive to Xbox post-merger because it would lose significant potential revenue from rival platforms. The merger is a reaction to Sony's business model for PlayStation, which has historically involved securing exclusive content or early access to popular cross-platform gaming franchises such as Final Fantasy and Silent Hill. The merger will allow Microsoft to provide Activision with better guidance and leadership and to encourage it to invest into more games other than Call of Duty. And now for the list of people who are against the merger. These are just random reasons. The merger would lead to consolidation and would set a harmful precedent in the gaming industry of acquiring large publishers rather than encouraging organic growth. Microsoft will make Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox, just as it did with Bethesda after it acquired ZeniMax Media.
They're already proven that it won't.
Microsoft can capture the multi-game subscription market after the merger because it can afford to add games to Game Pass at a loss.
It doesn't do it at a loss.
Microsoft is already dominant in cloud gaming, and the merger could affect the future of new entrants into that space.
The biggest entrants that would have competed with it have already canned. I've defuncted 3 of your points.
The CMA is supposed to release its final report on March 1st. So there you go.
More resistance to Microsoft acquisitions. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. A private consumer lawsuit was filed in California on behalf of 10 plaintiffs in California, New Mexico, and New Jersey. The suit is seeking an order to block the deal over antitrust concerns. According to Reuters, the company claimed Microsoft would gain, quote, far outsized market power in the video game industry with the ability to foreclose rivals, limit output, reduce consumer choice, raise prices, and further inhibit competition.
This is so random. It screams money grab. They're hoping that they will just get swept. Their lawsuit will get swept under the rug, and they'll just dole out some fat cash to shut people up.
Hey, hush, little guru.
10 random gamers are like, I'm going to sue Microsoft. Go fuck yourselves, first off.
I would rather become best friends with Phil Spencer.
Well, that's like... That'd be fine.
And him and I can play games on Game Pass together because Xbox Game Pass.
Yep. Give you some...
Man's got the work from home lifestyle I want.
Yeah. I think I'm going to test some games today.
Nobody look in the background. Nobody. Can you imagine if he just turned on to a streamer while being chief gaming officer at Microsoft? And he was just streaming and like getting pinged on Slack for like meetings, and he's like, "Oh, hold on, I gotta vote Twitch poll
happen
for whether or not I buy."
What would happen if he did do that, but then he streamed games that were like not out yet?
I'd be nuts. It'd be even better if he streamed like God of War.
He just streamed Sony games.
Yeah, just to piss Sony off. He's like, "Hey, yeah, no, I'm gonna stream tonight because I'm just like, I'm bored, you know. I don't do this that often." And
he's like, really I only stream games from developers I plan on buying, and then puts up God of War, and he just like looks at the camera, you know, like.
Or I would just love him to say, something so tongue in cheek with this whole thing going on, like, "Oh man, I really can't wait to play God of War, this critically acclaimed, massive selling title that you can only buy on PlayStation." And then just deadpan down the camera and be like, what are we arguing about?
Someday we won't have to talk about it.
I'll be dead.
We might be. All right, number 8.
You and I with dentures in, just, "Hey, can't believe the Xbox.
They finally closed the deal. Can you believe it?" Jesus.
I crashed my plane into the golf course." We just both turn into Harrison Ford. I don't know why.
Yeah. Next up, we got some random Bungie news, because why not?
Yeah, sure. We got to talk about Microsoft. We got to talk about Bungie.
A job listing for Bungie indicates that the next game will be a third-person action game. An earlier version of the job opening also mentioned that the project would be developed with Bungie's Tiger engine, the same one used for Destiny 2. So the interesting about the interesting thing about this is that the job post was edited to remove that. So
that it was on the Tiger engine?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
So, some people were like, I wonder if that was like they didn't want to give that away yet, or if they decided to move to a different engine.
Yeah. A double of, are you moving away, or were you told no?
Yeah. I mean, moving away from that engine would be cool. I mean, it looks fine.
Looks fine, yeah.
But based on how long it takes them to come out with content, I can't imagine.
But also based on their third person, like when you do your super in Destiny, you're in third person.
Yep.
So they have some idea of how that engine functions.
That's true. That's true. Former Valorant game director Joe Ziegler, I'm going with Ziegler, has joined Bungie as game director. Ziegler announced the news via Twitter. Quote, "Update. Happy to announce my new home is at Bungie, working on new stuff that hopefully will one day get to be played by you all." End quote.
Cute.
Yep.
Number 9. IGN interviewed Kojima, so naturally we get some wild quotes, and honestly, pull out your wine, sniff that, swirl it around, and then sniff your own ass, because that's about where we're going to be in this. Quote, "I think that gaming hardware platforms will ultimately vanish, and it will all be shareable anytime, anywhere, and with anyone, on devices like smartphones, tablets, and PCs. My concern, though, is that the world might become one where entertainment is brought down to us from above. Even now, AI will recommend what it thinks you'll like, and I think we'll end in a place where individual videos change depending on who is watching them. The sound of music changed once it started being released on CD instead of vinyl records. You're able to instantly skip tracks on a CD, so the order of the verses, bridges, and choruses in a song begin to shift to engage the listener from the start of the song. Maybe it's inevitable that only pleasing works of entertainment will survive as entertainment changes because of the medium, but there is a danger to that as well." End quote. About the game he is working on for Microsoft, quote, "The project we're working on with Microsoft is one I have been thinking about for 5 or 6 years already. The project required infrastructure that was never needed before, so I discussed it with lots of different big companies and gave presentations, but they really seemed to think that I was mad. It was ultimately Microsoft who showed that they understood, and now we're working together on the project including the technology front.
Already pumping up that next game.
I can't wait till it's slower than Death Stranding.
Just pump it up. Technology.
Didn't exist.
Didn't he say that about Death Stranding too?
No, I believe he said we had already been playing it for like 6 years or something, which don't know still to this day how that statement correlates.
Yeah, I don't. The dude is something else. Something else.
He's insane.
He's just on too much acid, clearly.
Or not enough.
All right, let's talk about some gameplay for 2 upcoming games. Because, that's what was on offer this week. Hogwarts Legacy caught some flack for its most recent gameplay showcase. Fans were saying the game looks easy. Here's what the community manager had to offer. Combat was on normal difficulty during the showcase. Andrew, who is the guy playing the game, obviously, or gal, I don't know. Andrew's a pro who's been playing this game essentially daily for a very long time. Trust me, he makes it look easy. And then about the unforgivable curses. The unforgivable curses inherently have some crowd control mechanics to them. They cause fear. Avada Kedavra, or whatever that is. Fucking, however you say that. Abracadabra. Causes a fear type effect. You can see enemies cowering after it.
You with the Harry Potter wife.
I don't know how to start.
Fucking whatever you say.
Crucio stuns and takes enemies out of the fight briefly. Imperio switches an enemy to your side, which removes an enemy and now divides the rest of the group's attention. There's people complaining that the AI looks dumb. And us having and using all 3 in the showcase created some of that perceived lull in the AI behavior. Additionally, Arresto Momentum has some enemies stopped up as well. Again, part of this is Andrew just being very good at controlling his surroundings and managing a combat encounter. So yeah, there they were defending their game, as per tradition. Game Informer did a piece on Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Here's some gameplay details. There are 5 stances in this game. Going back to stances. Dual blade, lightsaber, and blaster. Pretty interested in that one. And a heavy style, using the crossguard lightsaber a la Kylo Ren. And then I'm assuming that the other 2 stances that they don't talk about is the traditional single blade and then the double-bladed lightsaber.
Okay.
Quote, a lot of it depends on the enemy that you're coming across. It's advantageous. Oh my God. I'm having trouble today. To use certain types of stances against certain types of enemies. And it's up to the player to figure that out. It requires the player to break down the enemies and figure out what best weapon of choice is. Jedi Survivor has several new traversal mechanics. They're going with the old grappling hook. They call it an ascension cable for climbing and crossing distance points.
Sure.
And then apparently Cal will have the ability to tame and ride mounts.
So, whatever to all of that. The only thing that I take out of it is the enemy type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a very fine line to walk between you need a specific weapon to take the specific enemy out and nothing else actually does anything worth a time. Or you can do it with anything, but this one does it more effectively.
Yeah, so I'm worried about that as well, because the first game I think actually did it pretty well, where like you had your single blade option, you had your double blade option, and either one would work fine, but they paired better with certain enemies.
Yeah. And even then, you still wanted to, like... There was no swapping on the fly.
Yeah.
So you just gave me 5 options, and you're telling me that the heavy version might be better on certain enemies. But if I'm in an area that I can't swap to that, to actually put the crossguard out, like...
I'm wondering...
am I just screwed?
Well, that's the other thing is I'm wondering if Cal essentially is going to be walking around like with lightsabers and shit hanging off him.
It's just 85 lightsabers.
Yeah, like no joke. Like I could see them doing something where like so you have a regular single bladed, which you'd need 2 of them to do dual wielding.
I would love that they just have one, and he just essentially uses it like a screwdriver and just twists off the head and puts a new one on. He's like, "Got it." You're like, "What the?"
I could see them doing that too. That's actually interesting. You have your broadsword style, you have your double bladed, and then so he'd have 4 lightsabers hanging off him and a blaster.
Yeah,
I could see them doing that, and then he just like, hitting the D-pad, you just switch up stances.
Yeah, say what does he just talk like Grievous? Oh, another one from my collection,
General Kenobi.
Hello there.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. I guess the PlayStation Blog Awards happened.
We don't have to go into it. I can give you
No?
a quick synopsis if you want it.
Because I'm scrolling at it right now, but go ahead.
Well, you'd see you'd see what the synopsis is then. I think God of War won every single award except for like 2 or 3, and those were multiplayer ones.
Yep.
What killed me was some of them. Look at the best story one.
Sports went to GT.
And look at all the runner-ups to the best story.
All best independent game. God of War, no, Stray. Best re-release.
Not on there.
Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves.
Yeah. Find best story.
But is best re-release not just like the... Should that not be like The Last of Us Part 1?
I fucking know. I said the exact same thing.
But they 100% don't
Find best story. Find best story.
They 100% don't define it as a re-release.
Yeah, I know. That's what...
Most anticipated game, Hogwarts Legacy. I think I must have passed it.
You did. It's before
the
re-release.
Stuff. Best use of DualSense.
Should be Horizon, I think, if any of them.
Graphical showcase. Story.
Look at the runners up.
Oh, The Last of Us Part 1. Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West.
All right. I could give you putting Last of Us Part 1 on that story. Or on that.
Not in the first slot.
Not in the first slot. So that was a big joke.
You're not allowed to put that up for awards. Unless you put it up for specifically visuals.
Yeah. Or re-release.
Re-release would have been a great candidate for it.
Yep. Slot right in.
Re-release and visuals. The 2 things it would have been okay for.
Maybe
Nothing
accessibility.
Else. Sure, if accessibility would have also been fine.
Yeah. Bunch of ass hats. All right, let's run through the short things. Like my penis.
Can we not run through that?
TMI. Number 1, League of Legends maker Riot Games has filed a motion to end its deal with cryptocurrency company FTX. I wonder why.
Who'd have guessed?
King's Crash Bandicoot On the Run will be shut down and no longer playable on February 16th, 23 months after launching on mobile devices. The European Commission sent a 91-page questionnaire to gaming firms to gauge concerns about Microsoft's proposed purchase of Activision Blizzard. Based on a report from the Wall Street Journal, Netflix will soon introduce a feature that will give users an additional $3 on top of their subscription fee if they share their password with someone not in the same household.
You don't know who I live with?
Apparently they're going to use, what did they say? Location-based IP, obviously.
Yeah.
Usage, and there was something else too, but I can't remember. Amazon Studios head of television, Vernon Sanders, that's not a real name, promised the God of War TV series would be incredibly true to the source while still standing out on its own. Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
It sounds like a bunch of lip service.
What does it mean?
Servicing them lips. That's weird. Sony's DualSense Edge controller has a, quote, moderately shorter, end quote, battery life than the regular DualSense. It also used the same analog sticks as the base controller, which have a tendency to drift over time. The DualSense already has a short battery life. So that's something.
True.
Though
I've only really noticed it. I mean, you probably noticed it more. I've only noticed it after like a full day. Like day one of God of War, I played 10 hours. And at the very end, it was like, all right, hey, battery's getting low.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a pretty solid for me for a controller. I'm also in the minority. I get done playing, I just throw it on the charger, I go back to what I'm doing. Like,
I agree. I think it's fine, but it definitely is.
I also don't use it as a media center.
Yeah, you have to. It's a lifestyle thing, I guess, the best way to put it. Like, I have a docking station for my controllers, and they just live on there.
Sure.
And like, if I didn't have that and I didn't set that up, it would be a problem for me.
Gotcha.
We got a rumor. WB Games Montreal, the Gotham Knights developer, has already begun working on a new game set in the DC universe, even though Gotham Knights runs like shit. And finally, the canceled game Duke Nukem Endangered Species has leaked online.
Uh-oh.
It was a first-person shooter big game hunting title from Carnivore's creators Action Forms Limited from 2001. Yeah. Wild ride.
All right, that's all.
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
That's it.
It's holiday weekend time. Well, the first of two. But we'll be recording the other one with no problems. So. But yeah. Any plans? Anything you're looking forward to?
I have a plan. It's already been fucked up, but
that sounds about right.
I was thinking that it might be feasible for me to play Stray and also a good chunk of High on Life this weekend.
Bold move.
But it's already been messed up because I had anticipated that I would be able to play Stray in one sitting, because tomorrow evening, when we normally would be podcasting,
yes,
my wife was going to take the wee little child and herself and go to a friend's relative's house. So I would be like, I'd have a
little mat time.
Exactly. But because of this weird vortexy winter thing that's happening, they're going to do it in the morning. So that means like the time that I'm going to be like probably out doing grocery shopping before normal people wake up, and other boring adult things, they'll also be out. So nighttime will be ruined with family time. Yeah.
Damn kids.
Yeah, damn kids is right. The old, I got a tracking number for my fucking sim rig that I have nothing else for yet. So that's exciting.
Well, you got the wheel, right?
I have a wheel. I don't have a wheelbase.
Yeah. So you have no motor or anything else. But you have a wheel.
I have a wheel
and a frame
and an aluminum frame, aluminum extrusion.
Don't let Matt build
chassis.
your cars.
Yeah. So I still need wheelbase, pedals, a seat, and a monitor. I would say. Because
are you gonna get an actual shifter or no?
I'm not worried about it right away. Eventually, I want to, but I feel like most likely the games that I'll play, the cars I'll be driving will be flappy paddles. So
gotcha.
But
just curious.
Yeah, I mean the whole plan when I bought it, it was like a Black Friday deal, and I did it with the long-term goal in mind that it was probably going to be sitting in boxes for a while, and then after the holidays, I'd probably start looking at getting the other stuff.
Yeah, then at some point it all just ends up in my house anyway.
It might. You never know. Because, like, that was, like, I don't know where I'm going to put it. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have room for it. So, like, it's going to, me setting it up somewhere is going to require some significant, like, changes to how things are set up. So
there's a whole studio you can race in. I'll put a space heater out there and you can go nuts. Matt's Racing Sim Studio.
We'll
put two of them side by side.
Yeah, it'll be like an arcade, like an old school arcade.
And then we'll put two of them, so we'll have four of them. two of them facing one way, two of them backed up facing the other way. And then it's a 4-man race grid.
That would be fun.
That actually would be kind of nuts. Everybody with their own little adages of like, oh, my steering wheel, your steering wheel, my pedal setup.
They get real nuts. Put
Flappies
it all on motion. Motion.
No, that room's not big enough for those. The motion rigs are way bigger.
No, they're fine. They're so small now, dude. They're literally like little.
Yeah, they're just hydraulic parts.
Little hydraulic pistols.
But usually usually to get the true like toggle part of it, they're offset from the straight on frame. Mm-hmm. But because of the slanted, like the floor space is fine. The slanted roof is the problem.
They have these ones now that I think it's Next Level Racing that makes it, and it's essentially I don't know how to describe it. Essentially, it's a 2-part system. On the front is a curved like bar almost to pivot on, and on the back, underneath on the bottom is I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2 of the pistons, that like the hydraulic pistons or electric motors. I guess.
So they just
it like
turn you based on
like it can move you on the pivot point.
Yeah,
essentially.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The
would never
do
it.
Picturing us both in our own like rigs next to each other with our slight little custom there. Like one of us just obnoxiously with a handbrake. No, absolutely no reason for it.
Just
a giant handbrake.
Well, the funny thing is you could get obnoxious and like you could do the sequential shifter and the handbrake.
Yeah,
it's like just like a fucking asshole. Like.
It would be great because then you and I would just have headphones on and all you just hear, because there'd be nothing else you'd hear in the room except for just like plastic clipping.
Yeah, like clanking and
and then him and I just hearing this surround sound RTX racing audio.
Yeah.
Also, we don't need the motion ones because when you pit me in the final corner, I'm gonna already be annoyed enough.
Yeah, you're gonna just stand up and flip the whole rig.
Yeah, fuck you in it and everything. Just
I'm on my side racing still.
I can't fucking beat me in a sim rig like that, bitch.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, the plan is, I don't know. We'll see.
That actually would be so much fun, though. I'm like picturing it in my head, going back to like, what are we going to use the room for?
Mm-hmm.
Dual racing rigs?
Yeah, I mean,
that would be nutty. But that's a way future thing.
Yeah,
that's like
I could bring the rig up here and you could use it until I have everything else because you still have your steering wheel and pedals.
I do, but if I was gonna go down the road that you're going down, I'd be in the same boat as you of buying another pedal set, of buying another wheel.
Yeah. Because
as much as I would get flappy shifters, I would 100% get an actual shifter box probably.
Oh, yeah.
Because the other thing, too, with my pedals, they don't have a clutch.
That's true. Well, that's kind of the thing with like most racing series now, like ACC and a lot of the, like if you went iRacing or like Automobilista or whatever, most of those are like GT3 cars or something similar. So there's no clutch and they're all, What is it? What is that called? They're not fucking flappy paddles. What the fuck is it called? Like a dual clutch.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It would just be something. I mean, we still have to race against each other once, even without it. Anyway. Yeah. We still haven't raced on Gran Turismo.
I know that's kind of why I'm like hemming and hawing so much, is because it would be nice to get something that has PlayStation support so that I could use it with Gran Turismo. But then it's literally like my options are like
minimal. Yeah.
Two different wheels or 3 different wheelbases. I mean, like you have to get a Fanatec or Logitech or Thrustmaster, and that's basically. And Thrustmaster doesn't even have their direct drive PlayStation wheel out yet, so it's Logitech or Fanatec.
Yeah,
and the Logitech wheelbase is $1,000. So that ain't happening.
No.
So it's Fanatec, which they're all out of stock.
Yeah. So
always. They've been out of stock for 6 months.
We've narrowed it down to
nothing.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Fun stuff, though.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
I've been up to a whole lot of nothing.
Wow.
World of Warcraft, as always. That's the only thing I do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yep, it'll be on hold for this weekend.
Taking a breather
Against my will. I'm gonna see family and enjoy the holidays.
That's why you should get a little. You could get a small form factor PC and take it with you.
Get a Steam Deck.
You could get a Steam Deck. Can you
Just
play
play-
WoW on a Steam Deck?
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
WoW has controller support.
What?
Yeah.
Since when?
A little while ago. Damn. I'd probably be terrible at it because I'm so used to.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I don't even understand how you could do that.
It's possible. People do it. I know somebody that does it.
Freak.
I think he has a reason, like
a
physical reason that he has to play that way.
Well, now I'm an asshole.
not to shoot you down or anything, but I don't know him personally.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So I'm not offended. If that counts for anything. But no, it's even then I don't even know what I would do because I wouldn't be proficient enough to do anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to set aside the amount of time you need to either.
Yeah, to like, oh, hey, hold on, I gotta learn how to play WoW on a controller.
Yeah.
Just sitting in the airport.
Yeah.
What? I'm boarding. Shit. I'm finishing this dungeon. Can we wait like 20 minutes? But yeah, that's it. It'll be more WoW next week and enjoying a lot of food probably.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, so maybe you'll.
That's what they say, but they also say if you love something, let it go. And none of them have come back.
Well, WoW comes back.
WoW doesn't leave.
Okay. Well, I'm saying
I leave.
3 days.
WoW loves me. I leave and I come back.
Does WoW love you though?
Some days it doesn't feel like it anymore. Loot be a bitch. All right, but that's it. We'll see you guys right before the new year. 7 days. Goodbye.